in your business that you feel like you're on, where the days just keep going past and you can't get back in control of it. So let's jump right in. I shared the worksheet inside my group earlier this week. So if you don't have a copy of it, comment worksheet below. If you're not watching this live, if you're watching the replay, that's no problem at all. Just below here, there's a link. There's a little button, should I say. Click on that and grab yourself a copy of the worksheet. So let's jump on in here. So this is really about protecting the thing I'm most passionate about talking about is your time. It's the one resource I've figured out that I can't get back, and neither can you. So once we give it away to our business, to our clients, to our employees, to the drama that's happening in the week every week, you can't get it back. So most business owners I know are trying to do way too much in each and every week because they feel like they need to do it all. And they're doing too much without getting paid for it. So we want to get you back to a place where you're not going to feel overwhelmed and stressed by your week, and you're going to start getting things done. So let's have a chat about like what are kind of the fallacies that we've got in our business when it comes to our time. So business owners that I know, and I'm guessing you're one of them, and you probably know these people too, they are looking for the missing magic. They're smart people and they're looking around going, my week is chaos. I can't seem to stop it and I don't understand why not. And because I'm smart, there must be something I'm missing. And so what we end up doing in our businesses, instead of what I'm going to talk about with the Ideal Week Advantage, which is removing things, we actually as business owners go out and look for the new shiny object. There's always a missing piece that you don't have, and you go out and you look for it and you think that's the thing that's going to make it better, and you add it in to your week and go, I'm going to get this done. So we overcomplicate things that actually we need to make it simple. It's really a case of that. I wanted to write you a short letter, but it was taking too long, so I wrote you a long one. And it's the same thing we do in our business. Instead of going, how do we make it smaller? We are constantly looking for, what do I need to add in? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to buy? What do I need to insert into my business that will make my week better? And that results in overfilling the days. So I tend to work with my beautiful overachievers. And what I mean by that is people that have been doing more than the average person their entire lives. They probably started off doing it as a child, from the school days, and they've carried it right through their lives where they are packing way more into a week than the normal person can do, and then beating themselves up when they don't get it done. So you only get 168 hours. I don't care if you think you're Superwoman, you're still only going to get 168 hours this week. And so I want you to make sure that the work that you can get done in those times. If your trip to your office takes 30 minutes, you can't do it in 15. I know you're the eternal optimist, but you can't. So you are putting about a week and a half or 2 weeks worth of work into 1 week, and that keeps you stuck. That keeps you stuck in the business, running on that hamster wheel going, I have to get these things done. And you might not do it in a calendar, you might do it with a to-do list, but the outcome is the same. You are setting yourself up to fail with this expectation that you'll get more done in your week than the average person. The last one is that, and I really love this analogy when I heard it the other day, that no one's driving. No one's driving when it comes to your time. And it can get worse than that. So sometimes, well, and what I mean by no one's driving, I mean you're not driving. And what I heard was this kind of analogy of where are you in the car that is your week's time? And I loved it because sometimes we're driving, sometimes we're in control, and that's where I want you to get to. But sometimes we're sitting in the passenger seat, being really passive about it, allowing people to take us wherever they want. And I know for years I did this in my businesses. So I would come to work and I would open my emails and I would get driven through my day by what was in my emails and what phone calls came in and what interruptions I got from my team members. And so I would be going wherever they took me, not where I wanted to go. So I was sitting in the passenger seat, being driven around by everyone else in my world and doing all the things that they thought were important and urgent and none of the things that I thought were important and urgent. And then at the end of the day going, oh God, now I've got to do my things. And so you've got to get that crazy driver, this one's a very cute one, but you've got to get that crazy driver out of the seat, or that multiple changing driver. They've almost got, multiple personality disorder, where they're racing through and changing what's required of you at any given moment during the day. And you're just responding to it. And in that moment, you're having to make decisions. And so it gets exhausting really fast. Maybe you're sitting in the back seat, you know this is happening, and people are coming and asking you for your time and asking you to do all these things, but you're just sitting in the back whinging about it. You can see what's happening. You can see that you're not in control and the passenger's not in control. Dude with the steering wheel's in control, but you're just sitting back there complaining about it. And so we want to make sure that we take that person out of the driver's seat and put you back in it. So instead of living in this world where you're looking for something more, adding something more into your week, looking for that missing magic, overfilling the days with way too much work, or letting someone else drive your days, we're going to do some different things. And this is what I do with my clients inside the program. And this is how I want you to think about your week. So I want you to think about, how do you control your calendar? Inside our programs, we teach everyone how to do the Power Hour, which is about deciding what you're going to do for the week in advance. So no longer is anybody else going to come along and tell you what's going to get done with your time. We have some techniques for dealing with those interruptions, with those fires that pop up. I've been in business for 15 years. I know there will always be some things pop up. And there's some really good ways that you can look after your time and still allow space and time for that. So inside our programs, we control our calendar. We drive it. We decide in advance. Once we've figured out what we want to spend our time on, then we need to start by deleting first. So often what happens once we get all gung-ho about, woohoo, it's really exciting, we're going to go and do this week, often people have forgotten that there's normal as business things that you used to do. So you're going to have to delete things first. And by that I mean, I often come across business owners that are answering the phones, responding to all the emails, packing orders, being the receptionist, cleaning their office, doing the shop to go down and get tea and coffee and things like that. So it's really important to me that you make sure that you are not doing those tasks. So you're not going to be able to do this beautiful week you've just designed if you haven't deleted something from your week first. And I don't mean go and delete everything. I mean just pick one thing and stop doing it. Give yourself an hour back today so you can replace it with one of those things that you want to be doing, and then do that again next week. Start deleting another hour and then replace it, because otherwise you're just right back at the beginning, overfilling your week because you've not taken anything out. You cannot get more things in your week because you're going to be more efficient. You're an amazing business owner. You're a beautiful overachiever. And in my experience, you're already being incredibly efficient and effective. You've actually got to just say no to some things and stop doing them. And if you have a team around you, or you use technology, or potentially you outsource things, you use contractors, you have someone already that can do these things that you need to delete. Or maybe they're just things you're doing in your business that you shouldn't have been doing in the first place. And then the last thing we want to do is automate it. And people go, oh, but Sarah, I'm not very good at tech. That's not necessarily what I mean. Yes, technology is super useful for making these things better. But what I actually mean is, how do you make it so it's like on automatic? What's the ritual? What's the way you do it? How do you make it that you always answer your emails at the same time? How do you make it that you respond to those interruptions all at the same time? How do you turn this into a ritualized way of working that will save you time and energy? And the reason it saves you time and energy is that making decisions, thinking about what am I going to do next and how am I going to do it, takes up brain space, which is important brain space for you to make an impact in your business, to give your clients the best of you, to give your employees the best of you. So I want to make sure that you think about ways that you can go, how does this happen with the least amount of effort on my part? And for most of you, that's going to be making it in a way that you don't make so many decisions on a daily basis about the in your business stuff, so that you're freed up to work on your business. I know you've been hearing this your whole business career. If you want to be successful, you have to work on your business, not in it. But you have to get off this hamster wheel of staying in your business all the time, because while you're in it, you really aren't adding the value you could be in your business. I see so many business owners doing those $20 to $50 an hour jobs when I know their value is worth $200 an hour and more, and just getting you to shift from $20 an hour to $200 an hour work will change your business and your life immeasurably. So this is my absolute and utter belief that my calendar is a reflection of who I am in this world. And for a long time, for me and for a number of my clients, my calendar reflected that I was busy. In fact, if you asked how I was, my answer would be busy. And I don't want that to be who I am in this world. I don't want to be someone who is just racing from place to place with no sense of purpose and no sense of joy. So have a look at your calendar and start driving it. And even if you don't run a calendar, you're still spending your time. Today will pass and this week will pass, regardless of whether you take control of it or not. The difference being is that my week's going to happen by design. And if you don't take control of your week, yours is going to happen by default, which means you're getting someone else's version of what your life should be. And in my experience, it's a pretty average outcome long term. So what do we get them to do? We get them to do 3 things. We get them to understand where their springboard is. What are we doing now? What's the starting point? And we get them to understand what is their destination. Where do we want to be? So how am I using my time now, right now? And if I was living my ideal life with my ideal business, what would my week look like? And then by comparing the two of those, we can get a really clear picture of what's going on in terms of the gap between the two. So for those of you that haven't got it, again, the worksheet, if you'd like a copy, please comment worksheet in the comments below. If you're not watching this live, and you're watching the replay, click on the link on this page and we will email a copy of that out to you ASAP. And you'll be able to go through this and start moving away from where you're constantly diving into that value void, which is absolutely created by being on the hamster wheel of working in your business rather than working on it. You're going to get really clear on your value. You're going to start deleting stuff. You're going to be in the driver's seat of your business, and you're going to keep moving forward. So last but not least, I want to be really clear about how you use it, and particularly this first page. How do you use this? I suggest you start next week on Monday and you track your time specifically and deliberately. Don't just go, oh yeah, I'm at work from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. and scratch it all out and go work. I want to know, what tasks are you actually doing? What am I actually doing with my time from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep? Because if you know where you're starting, then you can actually find your way to where you want to be. The very first point of ever navigating your way through something is making sure you know where the starting point is. Maps and plans and blueprints are useless if you don't know what point you're starting at. So this is what this is about. So you want to go through and be very deliberate and very honest with yourself. Right here, this is not the place to lie to yourself. This is the place to get really, truly honest about where are you spending your time. Because I know you're in business, so I know you can go out and make more money if you want to, but you can't go and create more time. And I saw that very, very clearly once I had a child, because they start growing and you can see very quickly that she's not going to want to hang out with me forever. So I couldn't get back those early years when she was small. And I don't want to miss those years now. And I know for a lot of you out there in business, the reason you got into business was for this freedom. So the very first place to start and getting to that journey, to that freedom that you thought you were going to get in your business starts here. But it starts with being honest, very, very honest, very, very transparent about where is your time going next week. Write it down and then fill out the rest of the worksheet and start taking control back of your time, because while you're hanging out in that value void where you're not generating good value for your business, you're never going to get the life you want. You're never going to get the freedom you want. So you need to start doing it right now. So like I say, get yourself a copy of a worksheet, flick on through, do the piece, do the work. That's where the magic happens. And we will see you soon. So last reminder, if you haven't got a copy of this, if this does not look familiar of you, any of this doesn't look familiar to you, reach out. You need to make sure that you have a copy of this. So copy worksheet below, or give us a click on the link and we'll get one out to you real soon, so that we can start to get you back in the driver's seat of your business, in the driver's seat of your week, so that you get the results that you're looking for. Because I know that you want clarity about what needs to be done. You want to have time to work on your business and make it move forward, so you just don't get stuck in Groundhog Day. And I want you to have the confidence to move forward and fast. So off you go. Hope that's been of value to you, and we'll see you real soon.